welcome. And if you're not, you're still welcome, whether you're watching on Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube, soon it will be Twitch and any other platforms. I'm here. I think Jimmy's getting it together there. I say I'm here. Hopefully you can work out specifically where I'm sitting, but more about that in a moment once we get things underway. Are you having fun there, Jimmy Heaven?
Absolutely. Having a great time.
Right. What I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, you're able to invite people on this?
Yes. I'm trying to get rid of the blue now here.
I just wondered, but when you get a moment, oh no, okay, well I'll let you do your thing. Jimmy's going to do his thing, which is holding it together.
It's not coming out. Okay, here we go. Got it. Okay, understood.
Right. What's understood? What you didn't understand before?
Let's just go.
Well, hold on. I'm just doing one final technical thing here. Goodness me, everyone joining us is like, what's going on? Well, you need to be following us and, keep with us to find out exactly what's going on. We're about to go live. Well, we are already live, but what I mean is we're about to actually do what we want people to really see, as opposed to this stuff, which we don't really want them to see, which is us, certainly you there, Jimmy, getting it together. Right, I'm nearly there. Oh, this could be fun. Oh, that's good. All right. I just need to do, have you gone live on your own channel? Oh, of course you have, yeah. Well,
yeah,
I'm just about to make sure this happens on my socials. So just bear with me for another good 11 seconds to 111 as we wait for the...
Or 1,111.
Well, yeah, honestly, what is going on, Haps, guys? Look, I'm on Haps you can't see, but I'm on Haps. There it is. And it's giving me a nice white screen. That's not because it's too bright. That is actually a nice white screen. Just because, well, it's so demanding on it. It really needs a. I mean, there you go. That's what you often get on Haps when you're on a internet signal that isn't like 1 gig. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not being funny, but most things need to work on something more like, well, 0.5 meg, if that. But anyway, it's not happy at the moment. Haps isn't happy, Jimmy.
I'm checking my Twitch here. I don't see anything here.
All right. I see you. You tried to link up to Twitch today. Good luck.
Well, I put it in, so it should be there, but no.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to do it later.
Oh, wow. You will?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be today. It's no big deal.
Right. Let's just see if I press that magic thing there. You're going to suddenly see.
Oh, maybe we are here. Hey, we are here. We're on Twitch. We're on Twitch. Yes, we're on Twitch. We're on Twitch.
I'm almost in shock, mister. Right.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I see a big blue screen on Twitch.
Is there 2 of me there? There should be 2 of me there.
I see it. I see 2 of you.
Oh, my God. Good. Let's get rid of one of me. Goodness me. One of me's...
all of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you?
Oh, you know what you got to do, Jimmy, before we go live, please do, is that when you see another one of me, although you don't want it, you've got to invite me into the broadcast, please. So if you could do that, please, actually bring me up on the screen. I think that's probably what you need to do. And once I've joined the broadcast and I'm live on all my social media.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and now you can get rid of me, I think. Let me leave the broadcast. But because I've already joined it...
Oh, wait a second. Maybe that's not the one. I don't know which one is which.
That's good. Well, it wasn't the one. Well, we're going to have to do less... Sorry?
Okay, you're Martin Shine. Good. Yeah, you're Martin Shine. You're ShineCast. Oh, now I get it. Oh, no, what is this? You're ShineCast. That's what it is.
Do you know the worst thing is when someone asks a question and they answer it themselves... And the worst case scenario is when they're wrong with the answer that they give themselves. Goodness, right?
Are you ShineCast or are you Martin Shine? That's what we need to know.
It's a very good question. I might answer it in just a moment when I make sure that the correct procedures have been followed. Right.
What do we need to do? Bob.
Okay, so you can see me there as both. Correct?
Yeah, so I think I'm liking the ShineCast better. I guess eventually you're gonna have to strap that camera, to your car. You're gonna have to get one of those things for your car in your face, in front, eventually.
So Jimmy. Okay. So as I was trying to say, What you need to do now is just say thank you very much to one of me on there.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Right.
We did that already.
And so we're both, there's just two of us on the screen now.
Just the
Okay.
two of us.
And now we've done that.
Drive.
Let me see. Because I'm still struggling to work out why on my main timeline. No, it chooses to basically say that I'm not part of your broadcast. Interesting. It'd be interesting to see. Okay, in that case then, there's one more thing I need to do. Goodness, with all these new technologies, very patient.
Nobody.
It's lucky I checked things. Oh look, there you go. We're definitely live on ShineCast. That's the main thing. That's what I'm interested in. I'm happy with that. You're happy with that?
Yeah, let's just roll.
Okay, it's very quiet there at the moment. Is anyone with us apart from?
Nope. Let's get started.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, see you on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh no, hold on. I did something wrong again. Okay, ready?
Always.
In the blue. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, good afternoon, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Martin, how you doing?
It's afternoon. It's 3:36 p.m. local time on a Friday, the 19th of February, 2021, where I am on planet Earth, which is just outside London, north of London, in England. What about you, Jimmy?
It's 12:36 a.m. in the morning, the 20th. I'm in the next day already, Saturday morning.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
I'm in my usual spot in front of my green screen.
Right, but of course you
And
said
look
that
where
because
you are.
know,
Where are you're in the car now? So
I absolutely am in the new car that I've just acquired, and this is almost like a test drive because at the moment they don't. When you pick up a car now, whether it's particularly if it's from a dealer, anyhow. They want minimum contact with you physically. You can't really get in the car with them and do a test drive at the moment because you don't know if you're a carrier of COVID-19 or if they are. And all this sort of complication has really changed their industry and business again. So a lot of the stuff now, you've got to go online to sign documents, and they literally do a handover, but there's sort of like a proviso there in the customer's favour. They now have to adhere to the distance selling regulations, which is effectively a 14-day money back guarantee, subject to how the vehicle performs, particularly on I mean, if it's just a little thing like, oh, I'm not too happy with the colour of the seats, well, you had a chance to look at those before.
well, I mean, you can ask them for pictures. So how far are you from home?
Distance wise, I think we were talking about actually about 50 minutes, 53 minutes last time I looked at the map. But distance wise, I'm trying to remember. I'll have to tell you when I get there how many miles it was. I think it's going to be something like. Excuse me.
We'll be with you.
Well,
we'll be driving with you.
I'm going to get underway once I've. This is the thing now. My windows have started misting up, and I don't want to really put the demister on full whack because if you do that. When you do that, it sounds like this in this motor. Hang on a second.
Martin, I got a crazy idea. I know you got an extra. Was it Oh, I can't hear you now. Okay, I can't hear
exactly.
you.
Oh, you should now.
Okay, well, I got a great idea. I don't know if it's possible, if you can do it. I know you got another. Was it a device there ready to roll on your face? But maybe not on your face. Maybe you can face it toward the road.
I see. Well, that's not a bad idea. But
actually,
as it happens, let me just think this through. No, I don't have. I know what you're wanting, but we don't have the
stand. You don't got the stand.
I don't have the equipment with me. But what I will do, let me just see what I can do here, because we're very, we're definitely tech advanced here. So we'll try and accommodate that for you. How's your
Save it
past
to the
week been
window.
there in Japan? While I'm doing this, I just want to know what's been going on in Japan
Okay,
over the
well, in
last
Japan, I'll tell you what's
handful
been.
of
I've been
days.
telling you what's going on in Japan. Well, Valentine's Day, of course, was
Hmm.
last Sunday. I went to one of the biggest. See, they're like it's really crazy. Whatever you're doing in the West, in Europe, in America, Valentine's Day, do it times 10. So there's chocolate everywhere for about 2 months, and I went to the biggest chocolate fair sales in Japan, and I actually took a video of it, which I'm going to pop up right now. The problem is that it was so crowded that I couldn't get it going.
Right,
I couldn't
right.
walk through the crowd and show you what's going on, basically. So I'm just like in a sea
Okay.
of people,
No.
and
Uh huh.
I can't get through them. I cannot get through them. But I think you'll get some idea of what I saw. So as
Can
soon
you
as I yes.
can you hear the problem here? I don't know if you can hear yourself back on this device here, but you see again what the Haps guys have failed to do is that when you turn the volume down on this device, it doesn't go to zero. So I have to the whole time listen to myself back, listen to you back. It's only mind you, but it's still very frustrating. The way I usually do it, if I have a device that has a 3.5 millimeter headphone socket, is just do that, stick something in there, but it's not. This is one of those iPhones that it just has the lightning connector where you would usually put your headset, but that doesn't cancel out the sound in the way I'd like it to.
Okay.
Just letting you know,
Tech difficulties that you're having. Yes.
well, yeah, you carry on though. We'll get somewhere. But you were saying anyway. So I'm just lucky that I wasn't there, because as someone who could technically be bordering these days a chocoholic, I mean, I've tried to lessen my chocolate intake recently, and just remind myself it's not. It's probably best to lessen it
Here,
and,
let me
and, and, and do a
let me.
chocolate
I'll
choice.
tell you what. I'm going to share the video. Maybe I won't
I
share the
can't even.
audio.
I
I won't
can't see
share the
what I'm
audio.
giving you. That's the thing. I can't. Let me just see, and then I go out of shot while I'm just trying. Oh, look, what's going on here with our? Oh, Chris is there. Hello, good to see you. Sorted your car. Thank you very much, Chris. Yeah, absolutely. It is good. What I'm going to do there? Why can't I turn off the? I'm trying to turn off the chat. Not because I don't want to see your comments, Chris, but because on this device where I'm trying to turn the chat off, I'm just. Oh, you see what I'm doing there? See, when I start moving the vehicle, it might suddenly fall over that device. But should we see what goes on? Should we give it a go? Jimmy? Don't tell me I think Jimmy's
Well,
left this.
I'm actually
No.
stuck here. It's not like not moving at all.
Well, I'm hearing you loud and
Okay, here we
clear.
go. I'm gonna present this video here of
Oh,
last
yeah.
Friday. I think no, was it Saturday? I went in and saw it Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Take a little look here. Pretty crazy here. I don't know if you can see it. This is a walk through a
No,
department store, and it's just chocolate everywhere. So there's
I'm,
got to be like at least 90 vendors just selling chocolate. And there's a ton of people. I know, like you're in other countries, and there's a lot of you can't social distancing and all this stuff, but there's none of that here. I mean, yeah, there is. They're careful, and there's masks, but look at all those people there, and there's chocolate everywhere.
I can't see the video right now, and I think it's because, well, as I say, you can't see it on the mobile version when things are being produced. I tell you something though. Can you see the other camera right now, Jimmy, of where we're heading to or
Yeah,
trying
I
to?
can see it, but I don't have you on screen. I got the department store. Look at that. These are big, giant pieces of chocolate here in the glass cases here of
Right.
and all made of chocolate. These got to be like a kilo each. There's a lot of French, famous French chocolatiers that are there, and actually they came for the show. I think they came to Japan, so if you could buy a ticket in the morning and actually meet some of the chocolatiers in the morning, which I didn't. I
Okay.
went through the afternoon, so I could barely walk through this. So that you can see, it's like I'm just. You'll see it later, but I can barely walk through here. It's like my camera's everywhere because there's too many people for me to just walk through and show you the chocolate.
And this is with social distancing supposedly going on with the pandemic, but
Yeah,
it
but
seems to be.
there's no social distancing.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what's happened in the UK, just going off of that for a moment, you know how we're now quarantining anyone that comes in from certain countries in hotels. You have to pay an extra, well, it's like $2,250 while you quarantine in a hotel, and it has to be part of your journey, and you have to make provisions to pay that money on top of obviously the rest of your journey while you're here. Accommodation after the quarantine, and food and all the regular expenses. But this is what we're having to do now to ensure that the UK is an island that doesn't allow COVID to take over once again. But you know what? I mean, it's still early days. I mean, we're in a lockdown situation at the moment. You wouldn't believe it. The amount of traffic on this road today that I was just, it's
Yeah, we got you. I got your camera on the screen. I got your camera on the screen, but yes, but it's sideways. Okay. It's basically sideways. I gotta turn my head to the left to see what's going on here.
So at the moment, I'm sort of driving on the. Okay, so I'm driving literally 90 degrees the wrong way. That's good.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
I think I might be able to change that. So I'm going to just briefly stop when I can and see if we can work on that. But again, it's not. It would be so much easier. You just want one touch, and it does something like you just said, which is change the image 90 degrees. But it's not as responsive, and well, they're working on it. It's
was it right now. I got your street view in the middle. It's looking great. Yeah, so we're watching the trees.
But it's on the side, the street.
Yeah, we're 90 degrees, and we're looking at the trees on the side, and it's great.
Yeah.
So anyway, we had a huge.
The crazy thing is, the crazy thing is, you're actually breaking up now on this main device. I think you can still hear.
I think a big problem is that you're cutting in and out, Martin. You're cutting in and out. Oh, now you just completely disappeared. Oh, now he's coming back in. So my connection seems to be I'm well connected, but you keep on you seem to be going out once in a while. You just checked out for a second. You checked out. Ooh, no. You checked out, but your street cam stayed.
Yeah, sure. Exactly. That's what the crazy thing is, and I heard it. That's what I was saying. The street camera is no more just for a few seconds, as I say, until I'm going to come out of that street camera.
Okay, I'll take it off.
All right. Yeah. We're in some traffic right now. I think I might be able to. You take that off, and yeah, we don't really want to be driving.
Anyway, so
screens.
Was it this past week we had a huge earthquake. I mean, huge.
Did you?
Yeah, 7.1 or 7.3 magnitude.
Okay. I don't recall seeing that on the news here, and usually.
Yeah, but you got COVID. You got COVID. It's not a big deal right now. So, but it is a big deal here because it is almost because it was 3/11 10 years ago where the big Fukushima earthquake happened, and it happened, last Saturday evening here. And so that's about almost exactly 10 years. And it happened in Fukushima again. I don't know if you heard everything I said there.
I didn't. It was breaking in and out.
Okay, so
Fukushima.
10 years ago it happened. And this one happened on Saturday night here. And it's almost 10 years since the last one, and it happened in Fukushima again. So, of course,
I'm hearing that.
The damage was much greater 10 years ago, but the actual magnitude was a little bit bigger this time.
Right. So they had, they say lightning doesn't strike in the same place, but hey, earthquakes, different matter.
We're in Japan. And today I'm brought to you by a bottle of Chianti here.
Oh, is it? You've drunk that before on the broadcast?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think this is from last week. I'm drinking like 2 or 3 bottles at the same time. So
not 2 different bottles. Yeah, maybe you
Oh, I
are.
switch it up. You know, sometimes I feel like a
Two
Chianti.
hands.
Sometimes I feel like a Cabernet.
Right.
Sometimes I feel like a Cabaret.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, beat me to that, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
Liza Minnelli,
Cabernet
right?
Cabaret, Losing My Mind. That was a good track. Love that track. Yeah, that was on my
Life's a
all-time
Cabaret.
favorite. No, Liza Minnelli, Losing My Mind.
Oh, okay.
Track. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So that's what we had. We had a big earthquake, then Valentine's Day, and I actually made. You know what? I made pizza. I made pizza last Sunday.
You did?
Yes, I did.
What did you start with your own base? Or did
Absolutely.
you
No,
start with a
I
base that
made the
was
dough. I no no
Oh, you
no no
did?
no 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 no. I made the dough here.
Right.
Here.
Okay.
Let me see. No, I made the dough, of course. I made
Good.
the dough. I
Good.
made I made the sauce. I made it all. So
Okay. And how thick was the base that you made this dough? Because again, a lot of people just love the thin and crispy. It's funny how our tastes change. But when I first
well,
discovered pizza,
I'm a New York pizza guy. Yeah,
what was that about New York pizza guy?
I'm a New York pizza kind of guy.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm told.
Well, I
Here
was
here goes.
saying, but yeah.
Here you go. Here's a little snapshot of it. This is two pizzas I made. One is tomato sauce and pepperoni, and the other one is a tomato sauce mixed with pesto, basil sauce, and chicken with olives.
Okay.
So it worked out pretty well.
Chicken.
That's chicken and olives. That's the before shot. I'm gonna give you here's a after shot.
I don't see that at the moment, remember. Even if it was on my
It's
screen,
okay.
I couldn't necessarily look too well because otherwise we might be ending up in a situation I was in about 2 months ago or so. Well, a month ago, actually. Goodness, how
Yeah,
time
no
flies.
problem. Yeah. Well, anyway, it was great. Yeah, it worked out good. So, and so yeah, that's what I did last week. Actually, I got some other news, interesting news. If anybody's interested, so everybody's heard of
Well,
Bitcoin, right?
yes. Oh, yeah. I know this. Go on, tell everyone.
So everybody knows Bitcoin. So what I did was I actually bought some Bitcoin. So it's you cannot buy.
So you told me.
Yeah, you cannot buy a Bitcoin. Well, you can buy a Bitcoin, but I think one Bitcoin at this moment is about $55,000 for one
Right.
Bitcoin. So you can buy, but you can invest into a part of it. So if you ask me what Bitcoin is, actually what it is, what it does, what is it? I don't think I can answer you completely, but
Well, it's a digital code, isn't it?
yeah, it is.
It's
So,
a
but
digital piece of code.
it's digital currency. So, I actually put in about $100 just to throw it in there, just so I could see what it does. And I think if I have just even a little bit invested into it, that I would have to follow it and study it myself. And now, I think I bought I bought like $100 worth 3 days ago, and I'm up like 7%. So I'm probably going to throw a few $100 more in this weekend, but I'm not sticking with just Bitcoin. There's a few other with these cryptocurrencies that I'm kind of interested in that I would like to follow. So I'll probably throw another $400 or $500 in and to see what happens. So pretty interesting. Yeah. I mean, if you if you had invested, let's say, was it $1,000 1 year ago? I think at that point it was like 10,000 or something like that, close to 10,000, and right now it's 55,000. So you would have made a 400% profit within 1 year.
Sounds a lot. Right.
And well,
and that's on
in
Bitcoin.
in January I think it made a 40 to 50% jump. I can't, if I can remember correctly, is because Elon Musk threw like $1 billion something in there. And I think he announced. Was it last week that he will be in the future? He will be accepting a Bitcoin for purchasing for Tesla cars. So
Oh, really?
that's a big push. It's not a centralized. I think the greatest thing the little knowledge that I have on it, I think the most important thing is that it's not centralized, and governments have no access or touch. They can't touch it because as you know, everything the government touches in many countries, in most countries, if the government touches it, it turns to shit. And at this moment, they don't have their hands on it. So this might be more stable than the actual central bank currency of I don't know, what's the Bank of England called? It's probably called the Bank of England,
Right.
the Nippon Bank, the Federal Reserve. Now think about this.
Well, we
So
have the Bank of England, as you say, yeah.
okay, exactly. So these are all centralized banks that are not your country's banks, people. Don't think just because it says Bank of England or Bank of Japan or the Federal Reserve that your country is involved in it. No, it's a fucking private bank that your country borrows money from, and your taxes, they tell you it's to build roads and all this bullshit, but it's untrue. Your taxes is to pay back the interest that your country has to pay back from borrowing money from the central bank to distribute to the citizens. So, and to the economy. So, this cryptocurrency is decentralized. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to try to make some regulation where they want to take a little bit of control of it, because they're telling you at this moment, the government's telling you, oh, this cryptocurrency thing, it's like some bullshit. Don't get involved. It's not worth anything. But guess what? Or they say it's not backed by anything. They say, okay, this cryptocurrency is not backed by anything. But guess what? What is your central bank backed by? Was it the Bank of England backed by, or what is the Federal Reserve backed by? It's not backed by much. Where in the past, it was backed by gold or silver,
Well, the thing
and
is,
now it's
obviously, they want to make sure that you're aware that it's backed by, that going with cryptocurrency. Listen, they're going to put all the propaganda out there to tell you it's a bad thing because they're on the lose, aren't they? With it, they're
They are
losing
losing,
out.
and
Yeah.
they're going to have to. But the thing is, I think they're going to try to take it over. And I
Right.
think, and here's the thing is, like, okay, I don't have a lot of money, but I'm going to throw in a few $100 here and there. Here's the thing, and I'm buying a little bit of gold. I'm buying a little bit of silver. I'm buying physical gold. That's in very. I can't. I think I'm not really interested in the futures of gold or silver. I want to buy. Here, look at this Pinocchio here. There's a Disney. Was it a 1 ounce coin? Here goes another 1986 coin. It was a US one, silver with a Statue of Liberty on it. Very beautiful coin. I got these 2 this week. The thing is, so here's the thing. We're going to talk about the 3 currencies that we know about: the British pound. Well,
Yeah.
we can talk about the euro too. The euro, the Japanese yen, and the American dollar. So this whole year, I mean, they're always doing this, but even more so now. So they're just throwing money. They're just throwing money out, because of the COVID. There's little profit, little tourism, lots of money just being thrown out by all these governments for this COVID thing with no return, basically. No profit,
Sure.
no return. So basically, they're covering it up right now. But what's going to happen right after this COVID thing has died down, after they vaccinate everybody that they want vaccinated? That's another subject we should talk about today. What's going to happen is probably going to be close inflation, hyperinflation. Well, maybe it's going to be there's going to be some inflation after it calms down. We're not going to hear about it now until after this pandemic, if it really is a pandemic, passes, and probably going to be some inflation, and you're going to see a rise in taxes, most likely, right? Who's paying for all
Jimmy,
this stuff, right?
Well, it's the next generation, and these are the children that really
Exactly.
their schooling has been affected over the last year tremendously.
Well, I'm not a
but
big school fan anyway, so.
I think things are going to change seriously because the billions that we've had to spend to get us through this pandemic to now, let alone anything unforeseen and anything that's going to be happening in the future.
So they're just printing money. They're not printing. They're just
Precisely.
typing in zeros and ones and twos or
Right.
whatever in a computer, and they're producing this bullshit that's backed by nothing. Well, guess what? Guess what? the cryptocurrency they have no control of, so it's much more real. The rise of the cryptocurrency or the fluctuation of the cryptocurrency is probably a little bit more real than these supposedly centralized banking monies of the rest of the world. And of course, silver and gold, God's money, is probably the most solid thing too, because it's also used in manufacturing or production. So of course, that's very important to know.
Well, talking of currency, don't forget one thing that a lot of people have taken advantage of this pandemic to do, to push credit cards, debit cards, plastic. You know,
but that's exactly what. That's the same thing. It's this cashless society. So what? So what makes it a difference from? Was it any different from? Was it a cryptocurrency? The cashless society. I mean, Visa and Mastercard have been doing this since, was it the 70s? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe a little earlier. So it's very similar. It's very similar. So it's an interesting thing to keep your eye on. It's interesting to keep your eye on. So that's the case.
You know, the thing is, right, and you've got to keep your eye on all this with all the complexities of this new society that we're having to live in, and you know, the new community around us. Again, you know, with COVID, there's people are being so busied by it all. You know, if you have children, you know, you've got extra responsibilities now, having to make sure that they are educated well while they're at home, you know, using video calls and that, like a lot of schools have been doing the past few months.
Yeah, but the kids who are being schooled at home are smarter than kids that go to school anyway. It's been proven. It's a proven thing in the United States. So homeschooling is much better. And or at least when the parents are not using the public schools completely and are able to choose the school that their kids go to, which brings a little bit of competition into the game. So that's the case. And Martin has disappeared again. I'm not repeating what I just said, though. Yeah, I'm not repeating what he just said. So anyway, I'm about to bring somebody in. If Martin keeps on, if you keep on cutting out, I'm going to have to just bring somebody else in. Oh, there you go again. He's disappearing again. Who wants to join? Yeah, I'm gonna. If you keep on cutting out, I'm gonna have to just bring somebody else in.
Crazy stuff, Jimmy.
Yeah. And, so I don't know how much you heard of what I just said. Probably not much.
I want to say, what was that? But I heard what you just said, and I did hear what you were talking about there, telling me particularly how you're going to have to bring someone else in on the conversation. Well, that's good. That's good. We want more people. Who's there? Chris was there. Did you see his comments? Have you been taking note of the comments?
I've been just blabbing. Government
about 11 minutes ago, at least.
Okay, I heard about the earthquake was in your area, Jimmy. Thank you very much for listening, but I'm safe. Not a big deal. And the next, well, it is a big deal, but it wasn't for me. But the thing is that I felt the earthquake. It was 11:08, actually, to be exact, Saturday night. And the thing is, it's 500 kilometers away. And I felt it here. A little bit.
So the epicenter is 500 miles. It's a bit like when I was in Egypt many years ago, and the epicenter, where was it now? I think it was in Syria, was it, they said? But anyway, significantly away from Cairo, where I was at the time, very briefly working. And we were sitting in a restaurant, and all the chandeliers and lights just swayed. I was looking in the wrong direction because most of the restaurant was behind me, but I just saw the face of the person opposite as we were having our food. He just looked up. Oh my goodness. And I looked around and I just saw the lights going like this, and of course very calmly the few people in the restaurant, particularly the staff, walked to the exit and we were like, come on, we have to leave. And we got outside, and of course the street was getting pretty busy with people experiencing it like us and making sure they were somewhere more safe in case the building collapsed. It wasn't too great, the architecture around where we were and the standards of building.
Well, I think it depends on where you are, the sort of earthquake or the size of the earthquakes are a little bit different. I'm thinking, I lived in Denmark. There was no earthquake whatsoever, no earthquakes whatsoever. I was in Bulgaria. There was earthquakes.
We've had an earth tremor in the UK. It was a very big one near Manchester in the middle in the Midlands, and that I actually heard that. I was sitting on the computer. What year was that? That was about 2000 and I think it was about 2008. And I was sitting at the time on the edge of my bed on the computer, on the laptop, just tinkling away there on the keyboard. And then I thought it was me. I felt the mattress just shudder. And then very quickly, the radio station I was listening to was talk-based, and sure enough, the calls started coming in. The first person minutes later was like, "Hey, did you just feel what I felt here in London?" And yeah, it was an earth tremor. Significantly took off some tiles off of some roofs. It's unusual for the UK to have a significant earth tremor. We have them all the time, don't you? Wherever there are earthquakes, they're happening. Particularly, say near the San Andreas Fault on the west coast of the USA, California, particularly. You're having tremors literally like most.
You do, but you know what?
Day.
But you don't feel them at all. Like I lived in California for what? I lived in Los Angeles for close to 20 years. And yeah, I felt a few tremors, but as far as feeling, they got big ones. They got big ones every, what was it, a couple decades or, I don't know, 80 years or whatever. There's a huge ones. I moved to LA in 95. I think the big one was at like probably 93, a huge one.
Is that one was just want to ask you briefly, sorry to interrupt there, but when you say the big one, that was when, what I know, Santa Monica Boulevard, like the central part of LA, in West Hollywood, that was kind of all, well, it all needed restoration, didn't it? In that
restoration. I moved to Hollywood in 1995, and Hollywood Boulevard was just dark, and it was actually pretty exciting because I've met a lot of shady characters and done a lot of shady things during that time. But it was dark. It wasn't on its glory days. It was after the giant earthquake. So, but that only happens like far and few between, and you don't really feel that many earthquakes in California if I compare it to Japan. I mean, when I was where I'm living now is a relatively safer area as far as fault lines go. Well, when I was living closer to Tokyo and Yokohama, which is a little bit closer to Mount Fuji, so there's a big fault line in that area. I mean, the first year, I woke up like 6 or 7 or 8, 10 times, quite often, where it was shaking. You feel the shakes. You feel the shakes. Not from with alcohol withdrawal, though, from the earthquakes.
Yeah, the worst time must be, I think, for an earthquake. I mean, if you're driving on a freeway that's elevated, for example, that must be pretty scary. And of course, obviously, high buildings. If you're not on the ground floor and you're up a high-rise block of some description, some apartments, it's something. I mean, if you thought about it, you drive yourself crazy if you thought about it every minute of every day of every hour. And the thing is, the more something doesn't happen, the closer you are to your next event happening, an occurrence. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing in Japan. Now, I disagree with a certain part that they take down old buildings like crazy, and I dislike that. Saving buildings, like historical buildings, like you go to Paris, and some of those buildings have been there like 500 years, and you walk down the streets and the same buildings from the exterior. Japan, they tear down so many buildings all the time, but they replace it because of their culture and their philosophy, and they don't believe in the physical thing. They believe in it's a Buddhist thing, which is a little bit of it, but. The buildings, they have modern buildings, the modern technology where a lot of the newer buildings can take a 6 or 7 earthquake and still be standing. So yeah, we have some of my family have some not buildings, but apartments, and they're newer buildings built in the past 10 or 20 years where they can take a seismic activity of like a 7 or a 6 with no problem. Of course, the furniture inside is going to be messed up, but yeah, the building will remain. So they are advancing in that sense.
Yeah.
So
again, I wonder what it's like.
Yes.
I was going to say, I wonder what it's like in somewhere like Dubai, which is very much a new sort of experience, and all these new buildings have gone up. World's tallest structures, pretty much. Well, we know I can't remember the name of the tower right now. The
Burj. L,
Yeah.
L, L, was it? Wait, hold on. Alberge?
Yeah,
Is
you're
that
right.
is
Wasn't
that
there a
is that what?
fire there though? There was a fire there quite a few months ago now. I remember that in Dubai. That was all over social media and mainstream media. But I remember that happening and never heard any
Burj
more about it
Khalifa.
actually.
Khalifa. It's a Burj
Yeah.
Khalifa. I'm sorry. Um, well, I think that probably those buildings are made with modern technology. They're. I mean, the Burj Khalifa was what? I think I was there when it was about to be completed. I think I was there a few months. It was completed in 2010. So I'm guessing that at that time the structure is reinforced to a certain extent. I mean, do they even have earthquakes in that area? I mean, yeah, they have them in Egypt. So was it
They do, yeah.
let's see, earthquakes in the UAE. Okay, here we go. February 18th, affected countries: Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. Emirates, 25 kilometers from Bandar Dolab, Hormozgan province, Iran. So February 18th at 4:06 in the afternoon. So that's a what did I just say? 4.2. It is
That's not
big,
so
but
bad, is it?
not so bad. The
You
thing
see,
is that the way they calculate this magnitude 4.6, I mean 4.2, and the next if it goes 5 or 6 is like it's not just like it goes up a little, it's like double or triple or whatever. It's like the magnitude's double or something like that. When was the
yeah.
last earthquake in UAE? 4.6 magnitude earthquake on Richter scale recorded in the Arabian Gulf at 19 o'clock 44 minutes. On Halloween, October 31st, 2019, UAE time. So that was the last time. So they do have earthquakes. Well, what's the situation in England?
Now that's what I was saying to you before. It's very rare. We don't have. I've never heard them like called earthquakes as such because they're usually earth tremors. They're so minor compared to what you have in the
Yeah,
West.
but when is that
the
happening?
USA.
When is that happening?
Well, very rarely. I mean, I can't remember I think there was a report of one around about a year ago, actually, 2020, summertime in the UK. I think there was
Well,
something going on. Just
where's the plate?
Where's
the
the
plate?
plate? I think it is in the Midlands, as I was saying, Manchester, Birmingham way.
I mean, there's a plate running through England, actually?
I think there's a small fault. It might even be up more towards Scotland. You'd have to do a bit of research on that. I can't honestly remember.
Earthquake fault line in
UK.
England.
Well,
UK,
yeah,
I'll put
yeah,
UK.
yeah.
You're right, UK.
Yeah, because it's going to be not necessarily in England. That's what we're saying here. But yeah, they're pretty much insignificant. Listen, we don't have campaigns on the radio or the TV reminding you about stocking up. Make sure you have your supplies in case you need emergency supplies for an earthquake.
Okay,
Just
here you
don't
go.
have it.
Here you go. Earthquake fault lines, UK. How many earthquakes have there been in the UK, and how regularly do they occur? The majority of earthquakes in the UK are so small they cannot be felt because the UK does not sit on a fault line between tectonic plates. So you're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
you don't.
we are lucky when it comes to most things. Listen, we don't have earthquakes, we don't have tornadoes. We are relatively lucky when it comes to all those natural problems that occur around the world. No tsunamis,
Just grey weather and bad food.
Yeah, I wish you could see the view right now. In fact, I might be able to. Are we still on the
why
other
aren't
camera?
you showing us? Come on.
Is it still?
Let's
Is the
see,
other camera
that,
still on?
let's see your
That's a shame,
amateur shot.
You see, you're too busy talking and not answering my questions, so I can't give you in
Yeah, I
time.
can see you. I
what
can see your cameras on. I can see your cameras on. I can see you.
Well, no, it's now. Okay, never mind. It's.
Now it's gone.
Because it's HAPS, so it's so reliable.
Because it's HAPS. Stop being
That's
so
what happens.
haphazard
There you
about
are.
it.
I pressed the device and it's kind of locked up. It was like.
Here you come. You're back on. You're back on. You're back on.
I know it is, but okay.
Chris, there was a few small earthquakes in Bristol a few years ago, but no one felt it. Yeah, so Bristol, but yeah, so you're not on any tectonic plates. You're not in like on a fault line, so you're really lucky. Yeah. In Japan, let me tell you something. I remember when we were kids, in Tokyo. This is what I'm talking when I was like 7 or 8. What is this? 1980.
Jimmy, I'm going to interrupt you just like you did me a moment ago. Totally
Okay.
irrelevant. Is the other camera now, the second camera, is it
Sideways.
landscape? It's still
90 degrees.
sideways. Oh, so you want it like that.
You can't flip it?
So I just did, so it's not doing. It's still sideways, is it, my friend? That's
Oh,
impossible.
wait. No. It's good. It's good. It's
So
great.
why was there a delay? Because I had the change I made some time ago. Anyway, if you'd
It's
like
beautiful.
to, yeah, if you take it off the screen for a moment for viewers, because they're about to lose it, so you might as well.
No. We're keeping it. It's beautiful.
Okay.
I'm
So
seeing a
now
white
that
van
makes
in
my
front of
life-
you.
Do you know what? You can tell who's worked in live scenarios before and TV and blah blah blah. It might even go. Don't forget the battery power might even go on it sooner rather than later.
That's
now,
fine. That's fine.
particularly now.
It's amateur hour. It's fine.
It's amateur hour. Well, I certainly don't want to be a part of that.
Well, we're looking at clouds. Now,
Right.
you got a lot of clouds. It must be
Yeah.
England.
Yeah. What can you see towards the bottom of the picture, though?
Yeah, no. I see the road. The van
see
is
the
centered, but I can't see the van because it's off into the left. But I see a tree. I see a lamppost and a lot of clouds. Man, you have
But
a lot of clouds.
you can't see the green verges on the left and the right. That's a shame.
Green verges. All
Yeah,
I
the
see is
green-
gray.
The grass. You can't. I say you can't.
There's
you
a
can't
fence.
See
There's
the,
a
okay.
there's a fence
Okay.
on the left side. I can't
Sure.
see too well
fine.
through the fence,
Well,
but
we'll
there's
be
some
getting this
trees.
sorted out over the coming days and
No,
weeks.
this is great. This is great.
Sure. There you go. Now the camera's
Anybody?
flipped.
Oh, now we're in the center of the road. Really
So,
good.
so if you look, it looks like we're low down, and we're not. We're at a ground level. But what that is they've built that up, those banks, and in the summertime there's sheep over there, grazing because they can, and just over the fence at the top is a big reservoir. Now I can't remember which one's which. I think the one on the right is the George. Is it the George the Sixth? Or no, the King. There's a King William Reservoir as well. So I think we've got a George the Sixth and a King William Reservoir. One to my left, one to the right. So can you imagine if they suddenly both? So that's the point. That's why they've had to build the hills like they have, because if they burst open now, it would be a bit like the opposite of the Red Sea.
A burst
parting
open now. I think that's usually
for
why they have
the Israelites.
I think it is. Usually when they have like a water leakage problem, that's where they have sheep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What, what with straws to suck up the water that's leaking?
No.
Not camels.
Okay.
Okay.
To plug up the holes.
Right. So they use sheep. They plug the holes up with sheep. I don't think many vegetarians would be in favour of that.
No. Because they step on the ground. They harden the ground where they're stepping on. So let's say you have a lot of rodents or thick critters coming through, making holes in the ground. The sheep walk around feeding, and they close up. This is the same with I think what is it called? Not banks. Toward the ocean. What are they called? Dikes,
Dams?
not dikes.
Dams.
No. What is a thing at the beach, man?
The beach?
I've been in Japan so long I've lost my English. Was it No. I'm talking about
Delta? What we're talking about? The river meets the beach?
to make sure that the water doesn't come up on land. Dunes? No, not dunes.
Okay.
What are the things they built up on the beach to make sure the water doesn't come up? What is it called? What are they called? Levee, not levee. What is it?
It would be oh goodness, it would be. I've got to go through the letters. As you do A, B, C. I'm just trying to. Not a dam. You weren't thinking. You're thinking of.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, it was at the tip of my tongue then, as my camera seat there falls over because it really is precariously balanced, understandably, because you weren't preparing for this, clearly, this other shot that you want to implement. I'm trying to think. It's a... not a water, got windbreaks at the beach. Not a water shield.
It's
Oh
like
goodness.
they build it out of sand and dirt, and there's grass on it. What is it called? It's like
Chris, Jimmy's definitely
help
not paying
us out.
attention. It's very cloudy in Brixham, that's southwest England.
I see that.
today.
Yeah, I see that. I see it. It's cloudy.
I didn't hear you comment on it though or acknowledge it, so I just thought I'd remind Chris that
Well,
he is very
Chris,
much appreciated, as all the viewers and listeners are.
I appreciate you, Chris, but the thing is that I saw that already.
Why didn't we invite Chris to the broadcast to have a chat with us, Chris? Why don't
Well,
you?
Chris, are you ready to come in? Here, let me
He
let
might
me
not
just
want to.
invite
I
him.
was just suggesting he may want to, but maybe he doesn't want to.
Okay, let me find the invite button here.
I'm on home turf now, by the way, Jimmy.
Here I got it.
I'm probably about realistically 5 miles from where I need to be.
Okay.
But I mean, that doesn't tell you how long it's going to take because it depends on the traffic. But no, realistically, another 15 minutes if that. And yeah, it's a great area here. We're in Chinkford Mount. Oh.
Okay, Chris, I just invited you.
Yay.
You know what's really? I just noticed with the invite tab, I started typing Chris's name.
Goodness
Okay.
me, yeah.
And then there's like a list of people
Well,
that are a list of people that come up that I don't know, that aren't that I'm not connected with, but I guess are probably on Haps. We should have like a roulette wheel of just inviting people.
Right.
That'd be hilarious.
Well, what you could always do is do the simple thing, and it's the one thing that Haps have sort of, got to the point with, which is if you want to invite a viewer, you can just click on their name, and one of the options there is to invite them to the broadcast. I don't know why. Oh, Chris!
Hey, Chris. Okay, I'm taking.
There we go.
You're muffled, Martin. Okay. How you doing, Chris? Can you hear me?
I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm in the shed. I'm in the man cave.
Your office. Say your office. It's your office.
I'm in my office, yeah.
Yeah, you're in your office.
He's in his man cave.
Hey, it looks more like an office, man.
Yes. Yeah. It's out in the
No,
garden.
but Chris calls it the man cave. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah. Separate from the house. That's good for accounting purposes, isn't it, Chris?
It is a man cave. What? It is a man cave.
Probably
Okay.
all
I'm taking.
taking up for Christmas.
So what's going on, Chris? What's happening in your end of the woods?
Not a lot. I just received some CDs from eBay I bid it for. I'm working tonight in the supermarket.
Okay.
And I've not long got up. I got up about 3:30 today, so I'm not particularly wide awake again. But I had last night off. I work every other night, sort of thing.
Okay.
And
You used to work.
I worked
Chris, you did used to work on a Thursday night, didn't you?
I did used to, yes, but they changed it all.
So what do you mean
That's
every
what you
other
were saying
night?
there,
How
right?
long is your night? How long is your night? Like what's one shift?
But one shift is about 7.5 hours.
Okay.
Which
That's
actually,
not
it's
too long.
not too bad, is it? It's not too
No.
bad, but it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So, because if we sat there and worked it out, I haven't actually got a total day off ever. I haven't actually got a day off. So it's like, I can go out. I can go for a walk around somewhere else or something. Because I'm always thinking about that 7.5 hours.
That's. I guess that's everybody has a job. Unfortunately, it's everybody has a job. Tell me about your CD. You mentioned CDs. What's up with the CDs? I mean, I don't even buy CDs anymore. What's up with the CDs? What's going on with the CDs?
I've been selling them for 10 years on eBay.
So what you're buying and selling? Is that what you're doing?
Yes, I'm buying and selling on eBay. And
what do you got? What do you got?
Well, all sorts really. It's what did I get today? I've got some ELO.
Oh wow, Electric Light Orchestra. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, there you are.
Sweet talking woman.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. That's a good one.
Box
You know
set,
that. You
actually.
know it.
Yeah, this is a box set, and well, it works out. I got 65 CDs and 4 box sets for £47. So it works out about 75p each.
Oh, okay. Hold up, Martin. I'm taking the street cam off. Yeah. So tell me
right.
about what. So how do you what's kind of deal? What else do you got? Tell us what else you got. I mean, are you was it aiming to like buy a certain CDs, or you're pretty like just buying everything? You know that this is a good deal. This is a good band.
Well, yeah, that's right. I tried to find the good deals, and tried to make a few pennies. But
Okay.
it is getting, as you said, not many people buy the CDs or records, but there is still that.
But it also
Wait, records. Records. I'm buying records right now. I'm buying records. I'm buying LPs. I got rid of my LPs when I was like in my 20s, and now what I'm doing is I'm starting to buy them back. Actually. You say are you buying LPs too?
I'm buying, yes.
And what makes you think that people aren't going to do that with CDs? What makes you think? Because you said you sound surprised that he's dealing with CDs now, Jimmy. But just like you're now going back to vinyl, and it's come back in fashion, maybe CDs. Well, if it hasn't already done so, there's something similar happening there.
Yeah, but I'd rather have LPs, man. That the huge was it a picture, the art, and the sound, the crackle, and.
Sure.
You know what's okay, it's CDs included, and CDs have very high quality, great. It's very interesting. I recently maybe in the past 6 months I got an amp. I got a Marantz amp, very high quality amp. I got some speakers, I got a record player, I got a Denon record player. I started playing records again, and it's been so long since I've actually played records and through speakers and an amp that I'm like, oh my god, I forgot this is what music was supposed to sound like. We went through the late 90s and late 90s and 2000s, and the computer came in. So now it was about how small, how compact, how many files I can fit into this little tiny thing, that we've lost a lot of the physical aspect of music. So when you listen to stuff
including live performances
right now, absolutely.
Yeah.
But actually listening to like on huge speakers, listening to through like a nice amp through huge speakers, there's a physical quality that we used to actually listen to. We used to feel the music, so which we kind of lost. Computer and smartphone generation.
Yes, it is all downloading not so much downloading now, it's more like Spotify, because it's already there.
Exactly,
and it's £10 a month, thousands of tracks.
Yeah.
For that £10 or $10 or whatever.
But when you start talking Spotify download, it's like, again, it's one of those. They're one of those companies that. Sorry, I was waiting for.
We got an award here. Martin, for you. Let's
Thank
see.
You
We're
very
gonna.
much.
Yes, we got
Thank you very much for the award.
It's from. Let me see here.
Udia
Rabani from. Where is he from here? Let me look at his profile.
We like the support.
Jakarta, Indonesia.
We couldn't do it without the support. Thank you very much.
Here we go. Yeah,
Jakarta. That's funny because that's near Kuala Lumpur, isn't it? And that's somewhere.
Yeah, no, that is.
Definitely got to go over to that part of the world.
Kuala Lumpur is, I think, you're talking about. No, Malaysia,
Singapore,
isn't it?
Malaysia, sorry, yeah, but that region, yeah. Oh yes.
Yeah. So, Udia Rabani, was it if you're still around, you want to join the talk? I'd love to hear what's going on in Indonesia right now.
Yeah, because it's just, you don't know where to begin when you have even start talking about a potential conversation between Indonesia and the Far East and even.
Hey, I'm ready. I'm always ready. I'm always ready.
But what I was going to say was, just while you're on the music thing, is it's a bit like Uber. this thing with music. You don't own your music anymore. A tenuous link, you understand, but Uber, they're again, like Airbnb, they don't own their stock, the hardware. Do you know? All they are platforms in a similar way like Spotify. It's a platform, but it hasn't physically the record or the track, whatever, the recording, it just doesn't have it, does it? It's crazy times. It's almost, it's weird now that you're living in an age where you're paying for something, but you never actually own it physically. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and well, LPs I like to hold. I like the albums. Hey, we got another strange here. What is this? 333 like Japan so much dear. 333. Have you heard artificial intelligence robot girl called cream cheese pastry? Sika dear. I am looking for her. Please tell me about her. Okay, who is this? Is this guy? Yes. Can I join you? So what's the deal? Okay, you know what? This guy is talking some crazy ass shit. Yes, you can join me, but if you're talking from YouTube, you can't join it. You gotta join in. You gotta sign up for Haps. Haps. Okay, so three.
But I love the fact that you. I mean, I think Chris will be aware as a long-time viewer and listener of mine, and I really appreciate all my supporters. I think he'd probably realise that I wouldn't have even looked at that comment twice. Certainly wouldn't have commented.
No. We want that. We definitely want that. That's some crazy ass shit he's talking.
Then I'm on the wrong show, and it's mine.
Hold on. The name is. Here's the name. 333 like Japan so much dear with 333. So this crazy ass guy, we need to get him on. We're using
take them seriously, Jimmy. You want to bring them on so you can actually have a serious conversation.
No, I don't want a serious conversation at all. I want to hear some crazy ass shit. I want to hear what I want to hear what anybody in the world anywhere has to say.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then you shouldn't have any problems building your audience here, Jimmy. Come on.
Well, come on, this guy. Come on, join Haps. Give me some response. You can hear me. If you can hear me out there on YouTube, 333, join Haps. We'll get you on.
I must ask Chris actually how he's handling Periscope at the moment. Are you bothering? I haven't looked at your feed recently in the last handful of days or weeks, Jimmy. But I wonder if Chris is actually still using Periscope or not.
No, not really. No, I am actually streamed for about a couple of weeks now. Actually,
sure.
Because it keeps raining. It's a bit horrible. It was a bit cold, wasn't it, a couple of weeks ago?
Yes.
Yep. I do tend to use apps, and then it goes over to Twitter, doesn't it? It sort of links. There's a link.
Exactly. It does all. Yeah, and now it does Twitch as well. Don't forget that one.
I've got a big message.
Twitch.
Your internet connection is on. Oh, my connection is good again. I was unstable. I'm good. Good, big message.
And you're on a wired.
I'm on the desktop. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not on 3 or 4G, and what you're saying is that Haps has just told you that there's a problem with your internet. And let's face it, it does seem to be very hungry. But it's very volatile. It's so up and down, isn't it?
Yeah.
1 minute the meter, the meter, signal level, just like it is on an iPhone or an Android device, and it just skips from number 1 up, 1 bar up to 4, back to 1, up to 4, and then sometimes it might make, 2 bars might make an appearance, but it really is. I don't know, it just seems very internet hungry. It really is demanding on the signal. If it's not a perfect internet signal, it just won't do anything. And I'm sorry, but it just seems to be, I think it's not tolerant enough. That's what it is, of all these variables. Yes. And I don't know why, if older, previous apps, such as Periscope, didn't have such an issue. Okay, Periscope also initiated a broadcast. To do that, you did have to have a stable signal. But if it went up and down, it didn't necessarily, unless it was a really, really significant difference, it wouldn't really affect your broadcast too much. But here, with Haps, as I say, it keeps me on edge whenever I'm using it. Like, if it wasn't for Jimmy being on his computer at his regular base in his studio there, then I wouldn't be comfortable producing this myself today. No, not on the mobile.
I've got the 4 bars. The 4 bars are on the computer here, so
Right.
There shouldn't be much of an issue.
No, not for the next 10 seconds, 11 seconds.
That's it.
Well, see, I'm
Anyway.
hooked up by Ethernet. I mean, I got the Ethernet cable, but as I think I told you before, I've got a satellite, a mesh network going on. I totally recommend this mesh network. I rarely have any problems. I mean, yeah, rarely. Yeah,
Yeah.
as Martin
I
knows.
think no, Mesh is good. It is good, and also you've got this new thing now. Is it called Mesh 6, or like it's like 6th generation of all this technology or something? It's the latest sort of because your routers have got this mesh built into them. Some of the latest expensive one now as well. Yeah, so it's originally it went from at home, if you remember, you had your 2G Wi-Fi network, and now it's 5G because 5G is supposed to be more stable for you. 5G doesn't travel as ideal through walls, whereas your 2G does, but I think 5G travels further, gives you more distance. Yeah.
Well, 5G gives you a lot more. I mean, what is 5G? I mean, it seems like
I'm talking about the 5 gigahertz band in the electromagnetic spectrum. So, like, you have your FM radio, and so we're talking about that. We're not talking about 5G as in 4G, 3G cellular data network. So it's very. I know we better qualify that, which I have done, because otherwise everyone will be confused. Which you probably are already if you're not a techie person in some way. I'm back in my local high street now.
Oh wow! So you're close to home.
Yeah, I'm thinking about carrying on, just having a little look around locally while this broadcast is still on. But yeah, I'm actually back, and wow, it seems surreal that I'm actually, as I say, back on the road now after the unfortunate incident that happened back in January 2021. So 4 weeks ago, I had an accident and an incident, but. Wow,
hey, Martin, we got a greeting from what? Let me check his review profile. This is Doe Darling from Lincolnshire.
Yes, that's Vegan Doe. Hello to you. Thank you for joining.
Vegan Doe. So
it's
vegan user, the vegan. Okay, great.
Jimmy, now Vegan Doe, as her name suggests, has a particular diet. Something I'm very interested in, actually, because
I'm inviting her right now.
Oh, she wants to have a chat.
Oh, well, it says hey. I just invited her.
Oh, hey. Oh,
no, I didn't. I didn't even ask. I just invited her. I invited you, Doe Darling.
Everyone's welcome.
But
Vegan
Doe. I clicked
Doe,
on you.
Yeah. She's up in Lincolnshire, as you say, near the cathedral city of Lincolnshire. It's very flat up there when it comes to the countryside, is Lincolnshire. And in fact, when you approach from whichever angle you approach Lincoln, the town, the city rather, from, you see right there, predominantly, the cathedral. They've got the big bypass going around. They used to work up there and frequent there quite a bit for a good year or two.
She says she's asking how's our thing. She's asking how's things.
Well, things are very good. I remember seeing one of your broadcasts a few weeks ago, a handful of months ago. You were kind of climbing up. I don't think it was on a lock, but memory is something like on a lock at the side of some wall or something. Actually, when you were out in a Land Rover type vehicle or 4x4 with someone, can't remember exactly, but I dipped into your broadcast. It was lovely to see as well. You were celebrating, what was it? I think it might have been Christmas time or New Year as well. You were all ready for the occasion as well, and certainly I
Merry
saw
Christmas.
David Bowie in the background, if I remember rightly. That was
David Bowie. Is that how they pronounce it? I thought his name was David Bowie.
But Bowie. Sorry, I got totally wrong, but me, please.
I don't know. You're British.
Anyway,
isn't David Bowie British?
Here, and I'm glad to see that you're doing well. He was from the UK, yeah.
So where?
But anyway, as I say, I just wish you well, and your other half as well. Is it Andrew, I think? But I wish you well, and let's catch up on here sometime, definitely, even if it's not right now with Jimmy's invitation. But it's testing and trying times at the moment with the old pandemic. I was going to mention, because I know you'd be interested, that I have had the opportunity over the last year to dip in and out of Beyond Burgers and their brand and others, and I've got to tell you, it's so tempting just
not to go back to meat when you taste that sort of stuff, particularly when you know how healthy it is. And I've got to start eating more healthy. I keep telling myself I have started more salads recently, vegetables, but yeah, definitely staying away from the four-legged friends that should be just out there
Yeah, dude.
grazing away.
Oh my God, Martin, you sound like you're. Oh
What do I
my
sound
God.
like?
Beyond Burger, you know what? Okay, now so the Beyond Burger is the thing that it tastes. She's mentioning, oh, I love the Beyond Burger.
They're brilliant.
So the Beyond Burger tastes a little bit like it's like a meatish texture. It's
It has
it's
a
so
bounce to it as well,
if
which is you can't
if you
explain it. Sorry, Jimmy.
if you've
Jimmy, the
had meat
bounce to it,
before,
the
if you've had
texture.
meat before, it tastes like meat, right? But here the thing is, I
Do you know
was
what? It's better than
really
meat.
well. Listen, I'm gonna eat meat. I'm gonna eat meat. But the thing is, I remember when there was veggie burgers that didn't taste like meat, so they were made out of grains and nuts, and I actually
Okay.
dug those. So like, yeah, I like meat burgers too, but I really dug those veggie burgers. So for me, I mean, I'm gonna eat a meat burger. But the thing is, I remember it was like the old veggie burgers were really delicious. I thought when they were started making them with grains and nuts
Okay.
and stuff like
Well,
that.
let me tell you, Vegan Dough, I don't know if she's still there, but you must have seen the TV show that I saw. I can't remember exactly what it was called. It was part of a series, and this particular episode was all about. It had, I think it was Heston Blumenthal, who is one of the known chefs here in the UK, certainly, and he went out to try and find a really good recipe or a product that was tasting like meat when it comes to burgers. And he met someone who was involved with creating these vegetarian vegan burgers, and it was all based on mushrooms. And that's what they've realized now in the industry, that if you want something that tastes like meat but isn't meat, then a big part of the ingredients and a fundamental part should be like mushroom, because of its texture. And again, I said it, these burgers have a bit of a bounce in them. I don't know if the Beyond Your burgers are based on that technology and new innovative stuff. I've yet to look at the ingredients properly, actually. I can't remember. But I saw the program, and he couldn't believe when he tried this product at the end of, I think they barbecued it. He couldn't believe it was a vegetarian burger and not
Well,
meat.
here's the
And
thing
you should have seen this.
okay. She's
Surprised.
vegan. So, Doe Darling, you're
Yes.
vegan. Okay, there's a big difference between the vegan and the vegetarian, and then now there's now I'm gonna split these two up. So there's two reasons to become maybe a vegan or vegetarian. Is there's health reasons, and there's also was it the animal reasons. I don't.
Yeah.
I really dislike factory farming. I mean, I love meat, but I dislike factory farming. I wish I could avoid it. I should be more conscious of it. But yeah, I sin. But the thing is that there's two different reasons to be part of this vegan or was it vegetarian, right?
Right.
Two different reasons. So the vegetarian stuff I think is really good. So I like to eat it because I think it's good, and not that because I'm just gonna go toward
Well, of
that side and
course,
just
you
become
wouldn't.
a vegan. Yeah, I really do enjoy vegetarian food
Yeah, but why would you change to a product because it's good if you like meat products and they're good?
because it's different.
If you
Because
sort of,
it's different. It's two different things.
well,
That I think that was the point I was trying to make with the Beyond Burger. The Beyond Burger maybe tastes like it's kind of like got the meatish thing, but I really and I think she mentioned a good was it a some of the was it a some of them were really bad, the veggie burgers, and that's true. But I enjoyed some of the vegetarian burgers, and I enjoy vegan food, but I just look at it as
but
a
if it's
different food.
different and that good, I mean, again, you're almost saying that it doesn't taste like meat. In which case, that's not the conversation I'm having. We're
I
talking
know,
about
I know, I know,
fine.
I know exactly what you're saying. The new one, and I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah.
But as I say, I could quite happily, if it wasn't for the price and the cost, I could easily just when I go into a store to shop for fries and a burger, and some salad, I could quite easily just head straight over to the Beyond Burger. If it wasn't for the fact that the price of two of these things, I think it's something like $6,
Yeah.
$6.50 even
Well,
for two burgers.
but
Yeah.
you know what the real problem is that real meat is too cheap actually. That the
Oh, definitely when it
factory
comes to chicken these days. Oh my goodness,
it's factory
absolutely.
farming. It's a factory farming, and
Yeah.
to look at the animal as just a product, maybe not the right way to go. So if you're talking about a free range chicken, or is it animals that are out there grazing and are living a life, and then you eat them, I can live with that. But if they're just there
Right.
just to be on, like, was it a little stall and just raised for the meat, then that's where the question comes, is like a moral question, I think. So I would love to, let's just go back to hunting. So you want to go get some
Oh,
meat? You want to eat
oh,
some meat?
really?
Let's go get some deer. Let's go catch a bird. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Doe
factory
Darling, I
farming.
don't know what you'd have to say about going back to hunting, but
Well,
you
I
mean
think
hunter
that
gatherers and all that, and
no, you know what, it's I think the price of meat would probably go up, but we are so far removed from the actual, was it meat, the animal, that I think that's what the
of course we
problem is.
are.
Like,
Yes, everybody thinks that meat. Maybe
the
everyone
Native
thinks that
American
meat suddenly
Indians.
appears in a plastic,
Yeah,
styrofoam,
yeah, and
polystyrene
I think that's
packaging, and they don't realise that it has to be killed at an abattoir. And often these days, as we've seen plenty, certainly online, if not on the investigative journalism TV shows, we have seen how animals are abused and mistreated, and it's shocking.
if you cannot take the animal's life with your hands, then I don't think maybe you should be able to eat it.
Oh, I almost agree with that. I mean, I couldn't,
And to
carry out the procedure of.
appreciate the life that you're taking to sustain yourself. So I
Yeah,
think that's the case.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree. We've got to.
I got a question for Doe Darling. I got a question for Doe Darling. What,
It's
what,
good. Different. Hey, my light is on now. Thank you.
here, let me ask her a question. Let's see if she'll answer. Okay, so recently in France, in the past 3 or 4 years, 5 years, very popular, and it's a growing trend. Not only there, but I think it's a future trend, is insects. I'm talking about insects that you got in chocolate, in sweets, in bread, in flour, where they are actually using insects as a protein base. What is your feeling on that?
I was sent some chocolate a little while ago with, I think, with ants in, and I've yet to eat the stuff still. Couldn't bring myself to, and I'll have
They're
to do that at
spicy.
some point.
They're spicy. I tried it. I've
Right.
tried them.
Okay. But while it's so funny how you're talking to her as though she may not be there. It's almost like you were talking into a crystal ball. I don't know if she's going to answer, but let's see. Doe darling, Doe darling. Oh, if you're
Oh,
there,
it's
tell
sporadic.
us by
She might
just
be
making the
busy.
lights suddenly
She
flicker on
might
and
be
off like
she might
flickering on
be
and off.
busy. She might be busy doing something, so she's just going in and
Of
out.
course.
Yeah.
She might be busy doing something, going in and out. Jimmy,
Okay. And
how
she
much of that?
answered. She
Can we
answered. She
see the glass
answers.
there, please?
She answered. She goes, "I don't see what's wrong with just using plant protein, and I think that's great too." But
Excuse me,
crickets might have.
don't plants scream and cry when you sort of cut them and take them home and
They
put them in a
do.
vase?
They do. They
Right,
do. They do.
right.
They actually communicate. They are alive. They are alive. It's just a different
Okay.
degree of consciousness. It's a different
So
degree of consciousness.
what degrry of consciousness is it okay to kill
Where's the line?
something?
Where's the line? Yeah, where's the
Wow,
line?
where's the line? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I
So,
don't let be here all day discussing that, but yeah,
okay, here, you know what?
it's
I've heard
many
stories.
conversations to be
I've
had.
heard stories in Brazil where when their grandparents die, they actually cremate them, take the ash, and make a soup, and you actually eat your grandparents.
I'm not. I don't know why I'm not shocked, because I'm assuming that's something they might do. I mean, yeah, in the Amazon, and as a tribe, and do you know that I
Okay.
remember there are some tribes that have never seen anyone else out of the jungle environment. And they really haven't, well, set foot out the Amazon in the hundreds and thousands of years that they've existed there. So if you go in there, well, cannibalism is going to happen, isn't it? And they literally are going to take. They won't understand when you say, "Please don't eat me, don't eat me." And there's a world out there. They'll end up frying you
Well,
alive.
well, no, but it's because if you're entering there. Okay, here she goes. Well, plants aren't sentient, and she says ash soup. Yes. Okay. Yeah, if you're entering their world, you're a foreigner. You could and you being, was it a white Englishman? I mean, come on. And you might be going to some island where they might have, like, different hair, different skin, different body features,
Don't
and
talk
yeah.
to me. Don't talk to me about hair, Jimmy. No excuses, really, and no apologies anyway. When it comes to my lockdown non-haircut, this is the longest my hair has ever been. I'm going to have put it in a ponytail at the back soon or something if I
Like
don't
this. I have a ponytail right
manage
here.
to.
Yeah.
Listen, they're talking about non-essential businesses potentially opening up in a handful of weeks now, across England at least. So that might be in the next 2 weeks, as soon as two and a
Non-essential
half weeks.
businesses. The biggest
If
non-essential business is the government. They should shut that shit down. Throw away the
if
key.
so ultimately though, if I'm allowed to, I'm going to get to the hairdresser this time as soon as possible, as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to be there, definitely.
I see you shaved.
I did. I'm glad you noticed. I was taken aback now because I'd forgotten I had. Yeah, yesterday I hadn't done that in a while, but I thought, I wanted to be a bit presentable going forward, because yeah. It was just about. I felt like a tramp, just because I just let everything go, the hair and the whiskers, because I could at the moment. Because well, as I say, I haven't got face-to-face important meetings in person, certainly,
Doe
that I would
Darling says
often
you're
have.
starting to look like one of the Beatles with that hair. You know what? I was going to say that, but that would be an
Yes.
insult to the Beatles, so I didn't.
Yes, I thought that. I thought that the other day, like one of the Gallagher brothers or something from, yeah, one of their band. Oh goodness me, absolutely, a bit Britpop going on.
It's
If only I could sing, then it
1966.
would be worth it. Yeah, 66, was that a good year? 69 apparently it was. Just saying. Uh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
now
yeah.
now he's
Oh,
getting
can
all
I must
conscious
just
about
ask.
his hair. Now he's getting conscious
I
about
must
his
ask.
hair.
I must ask, though, darling. While you're there, I seem to recall that maybe it might be as long ago as 18 months, might be as long ago as 2 years ago. You were putting together like a set for your live streams, and I think it was based on between you and me. I won't let anyone else know. I think it was one of those IKEA Kallax sort of shelf units. One of those big 4x4s, or I think it might have been the 5x5 white. I seem to remember.
You can remember
And
the
then,
name is amazing.
well, because their preference for me in the past, I've got one in storage as well. Black shells
Kallax?
matter because that's the color of mine. Yeah, Kallax, Calax, I believe. And they do a range of them, like they do in various other styles at IKEA, the furnishing store from Sweden. And I just wondered if you seem to have stopped using it after I'd originally. I thought it was going to be a regular thing, so I'm assuming that's just something that when I say it didn't quite work out, you just not using it anymore, or yeah, just curious because it looked rather decent and a good professional, semi-professional, if not professional looking kind of setup, and very respectable. Something I've been working towards, and it will happen at some point. Yeah. Oh, I'm being approached now by someone in the street here, the private street. Hello. So yeah, have we got an answer yet there?
I was looking at her profile, so no, not yet. Oh no, there's another
Oh,
comment. I have it in my studio, but I'm making over my video. Yeah, I'm seeing Candy.
No,
Oh wait, she's got Yellow Submarine on her. Was it cupboards here? In the
yes.
land where I was born, lived a man
Jimmy,
who
Jimmy, have
sailed
you
the
seen the
sea.
time? It's
It's
yesterday
1:50.
here. It's tomorrow for you.
1:53.
Remember?
Yeah,
Don't forget.
it's been yesterday. It's been tomorrow for a while here.
Yeah, Jimmy's on Saturday already, 20th of February 2021, because it's gone midnight. Well gone midnight there. In fact, I'm looking at the time, local time, it's 6 minutes almost to 5 p.m. on a Friday here in England and London, which means that for you, mister, it's something like 2 a.m. almost. Top of next hour, 2 a.m.
Are you trying to get out of it now? You're done.
No,
You're gonna start
no.
driving.
Well, I think I'm gonna head out. If you're gonna carry on chatting there,
Hey, this girl's a Beatles fan. You're a pretty big Beatles fan. You know, I recently
and Freddie
I
Mercury as well.
I'm looking at her site, her things. Like I've been recently buying up the old Beatles LPs again. I actually had some of the original stuff, original printing. Which I sold in my 20s, which was a big mistake. But yeah, I'm rebuying all that stuff back. It's
Wow.
amazing. Listening to I'm listening to LP. Yes, you're obsessed. She says she's obsessed. Well, actually, it's funny because I'm going back and I'm listening to these George Martin productions, and I'm listening to the mixing, and you probably don't get it in the modern mixes, but just the horrible use of left and right panning, and it's amazing. Yeah, going back to the old stereo sound. But the songwriting is amazing, of course. Yeah.
The temperature's just fallen here, by the way, Jimmy, from 11 degrees Celsius, that's 52 degrees Fahrenheit, to 10 now. It's going to be a cold evening, I think. Last night was cold here, by the way, because, actually, I say that, it's still very much overcast. And, look.
What's you relaxing? What's the deal? You're not. Are you at home already, or what's the deal?
You've been on that bottle too long. Yes, I have arrived at my destination, as I explained probably about a good 11 minutes ago, yeah.
Oh, that's why you're trying to cut us short.
Yeah, well, kind of. But I was going to also just head out and about briefly as we're on here. But I thought Chris was still here, and suddenly he I don't know. Your
He's
conversation.
silent. He should be chiming in with the Queen and the Beatles. I mean, he's got to be.
Well, you see, just remember, I can't see anyone else on the screen. I can see the participants here, you, Chris, and also the chat, but I can't see who you've chosen to put on the main screen or not, which is another thing that I could go on.
No, he's here. So yeah, I'm interested in maybe some Beatles stuff. If you got LPs,
you are. Okay.
Is that stuff? What was? If you got some old printings,
it's quite expensive. They are quite expensive to buy, especially the first editions.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's such a shame. I had like White Album with the stamp number and stuff like that, and I sold all of it. Why did I do that? I think it's the old stuff. I'm going to use CDs. I'm going to use it now. It's online, but I kind of want them now.
Right now.
Well, what was the last album? I think the last album I listened to was Rubber Soul or something like that. LP.
Okay.
LP. Yeah, I'm listening to this stuff on LP now.
Really? You've lost me now.
I know that Doe Darling.
With that, Nate.
Doe Darling came in a little later, but I was just talking about a little earlier about a good amp. Was it a preamp amp? Speakers, huge speakers, and actually listening to the physicality, feeling the physicality of music, which in the past 20 years we've kind of lost. Yeah. Oh, I think we kind of lost Chris. What happened to Chris? She collects vinyl. Oh, he's there. He's there. Okay, yeah. So Doe Darling collects vinyl.
My hat, because right. Hey, Jimmy. Just while you're there. And it's still out? How do you mean?
Yeah, and about. You're on your way home.
Out and about, yeah. Look, you can see just about the sun in the distance there, just breaking through the clouds over in that direction, I think. But certainly there's the local park. Can you see?
Yes.
And the local, the high street is, right now, it's, as I say, it's not as busy. It's still, there's still a handful of people out that I think don't need to be out.
Don't need to be out. That's ridiculous. Come on, what do we think? There's no better place to be than out. It's ridiculous.
Not when the law and the advice, or actually,
I think the law is wrong. To be walking around the street is a great thing. Fresh air.
Right now, you are not supposed to be out. The law says you're not supposed to be out unless it's essential. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm suggesting
It's
to you.
essential to
that-
get some vitamin D from the sun, and it's essential to breathe some fresh air out there.
Well,
And
yeah,
it's good for the
of course it
trees.
is.
You need to be
You see, you're conveniently
exhaling
missing
all
the point.
that carbon dioxide for the trees to use so they can grow.
Yeah, but you are conveniently missing the point, which is that everybody is allowed to go out for their hour or so exercise, and breath of fresh air is what you're referring to. Yeah, you can do that, but again, that's part of that is classed as an essential thing.
There was no limit, though. There's no limit.
Where's
to
your
it.
mask? Where's your mask?
Thank you for that, Chris. There you go. Sorry, where's my mask?
Where's your
Well, as I'm out in the
mask?
street.
Where's your mask?
Yeah, if I was out in the street, it might be a bit different, but right now, I mean, as I say, by the way, again, when you zoom in on Haps, it's very, very zoomy. Have you noticed that, Chris, as well?
Yes.
You zoom in, and it's very, well, it needs to have a little, they need a second control, which is almost like a fast or slow, slowness of the zoom. You know, the speed of the zoom. There we go. And then it suddenly just goes back to a wide shot
it's
without
back
you
to
doing
normal.
anything. So nasty. But the thing is, the control hasn't. So if I touch the control, even though it's in the middle, then it bounces back to the middle. Oh goodness me! They'll get it sorted out, I'm sure, in our lifetime.
Well, you know, Martin, you're not at home right now, but if you were home, that you could see that they have a tab there where you can report any problems that you think instead of bitching to
it's
me.
on the mobile version. I saw it. I saw it round about 3 days ago appear. Maybe when I went into my account, something like that, and I'm like, whoopee doo. As you say, yeah, that's happened.
You are
which is
such
great,
you're gonna be a grouchy old man is what you're gonna be. You're gonna be a grouchy.
going to be. Some people would say to you, going to be.
You're like a grumpy old man.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for the analysis. Love it. Oh dear.
Yeah, she
So
said
anyhow,
going to be. She's asking, yeah.
It is becoming windy here as I speak with you. There you go.
Okay,
Even
well, I guess
flower
we're.
beds are saying
Whoa,
that.
beautiful. Okay, and what to pick up the garbage?
If you want
Come on.
something more,
Pick up that garbage.
that's nice.
Pick up that garbage. Okay, well, anyway, I guess we're
all right.
signing out. I guess we're signing out for this week. I guess. Oh, beautiful flowers. Oh, a taste of spring. Yes.
Yeah, of course. And actually, we have a group in this neighbourhood. There is a group of gardeners that in their spare time they volunteer. They go around, and because as you've seen along this high street here, I'll show you again the main local street where all the stores are. Okay, you have trees, but around them, unusually, because it's a wide sidewalk pavement. So as you can see down there as well, hopefully,
Beautiful street.
there are some flower beds. Yeah, it's a
You know
very
what
villagey feel.
What I'm interested in is honey. I want to own some hives, some beehives. I think that'd be great. To beehives.
Right.
You know that they say that the honey that is made in the city is probably the most organic at this moment in time, because there's so many pesticides and so much stuff going on with plants that are cultivated, that when people have beehives in the city, that they're going around to like people's windowsills or parks where there is no pesticides. So this honey coming from the city hives are much more organic.
Okay.
Yeah. I was watching a documentary on the
that's-
beehives in Paris.
that's-
I'm sure
I
they're in
wouldn't have
London
guessed
and New
that.
York too. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah, no, but I don't think. My point is, I don't think it's a surprise that it's that way round, if you like, you know.
Yeah. I would love to I would love to have a beehive myself.
Well, maybe on the roof there, huh? Would that work on the roof?
Yeah, it's not at the moment. Not at the moment, but I think in the future, I think there's a beehive in my future. Maybe an indoor beehive. There are certain beehives where you can actually build the beehive into your house and have an entrance near the window where they would just enter into it, and you could look through. It's like a plexiglass so you could see the beehive, but they wouldn't be in your house. But they would enter through the window, and they would just and you could have part of it, shown into your room.
Sure.
That'd be great.
It would almost
Beautiful
be like
creatures.
Yeah, you could have like a fish tank that everybody has and has had. For
Exactly.
many years. So,
Exactly. They would enter from outside. You would share the room space, but they wouldn't be in your room. So.
Yeah. Right. Oh.
Indoor
That's
beehive.
something. That would be a new innovation, wouldn't it? Yeah.
No, it's they have them already.
Well, but I mean, innovation wasn't the word, but something that becomes the norm, if you like. That
would be great. I think bees could use our help, and we could use their help. It would be very mutual. It would be mutual, and not only bees. You need to grow some flowers too. So don't give them on those. The English garden. Nothing like the English garden, is there?
Right. No. And I'll be showing people plenty of that sort of stuff going forward as I'm out and about, rather than just having a brick wall behind me and that sort of thing. Or, yeah, definitely. So
I would like to see Martin Shine giving us a live demonstration of graffiti right there.
Graffiti. Do you know something? I'm hard pushed to find. I was actually creating the graffiti myself. Yeah, it's not going to happen today. I could just get a spray can and do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe it would be me speaking to one of the.
I want you to make sure that you keep your camera on when the police are chasing you, okay? Because that's a very important part of it.
Yeah, well, one thing that didn't happen was when I had, considering it was quite ironic, from this live streamer and video producer, it's 50-50, but on the occasion that I had my vehicle accident a month ago, there were no cameras on. That would have been useful to say the least, particularly as the accident was caused by another driver, yet they absconded and didn't bother stopping. So, right old mess they caused, but hey, things are getting back on track now, which is good.
Okay, Martin wants to say goodbye. Chris is in the corner. Chris is out. He's there, but he's listening. I can see you, Chris.
Is he live? Is Chris actually on the broadcast, or is he just in the?
He's in the broadcast.
I see him waving.
We can hear him. We can hear him, but
he's not on the screen. Why is he not?
No, here come. We'll put him in the screen. It's just I haven't.
No, I was asking because I now see. There is an indication, Chris. Chris, there's an indication. See, even though you weren't on the broadcast for viewers to see, I could see you. So basically, people that have already joined and are waiting to actually be presented on screen, we still see you. But when you go on the screen, there's a red dot, an on-air dot to show me who's on the screen. I can't see the layout, as I say, because I'm on the mobile version and all I can see is me. But I think all you can see from me at the moment is like top and bottom. Am I got it right? Is that the picture? Sort of there, horizontal.
Yeah.
The old, the landscape. But I'm holding my device, portrait, and I just wish it would crop it better.
We could do this. Look at that, huh?
I can't see, can I?
We give Martin the number one spot here. How about that?
Okay. Well, listen, Jimmy, thanks for joining me, and thank me for joining you, and Chris for joining us, and Do Darling for on the chat there, and all the other crazies that were chatting earlier on. Who else was there on the chat?
Yeah, Indonesia, man. What's up with Indonesia? And why didn't YouTube that 333 join, man? I was so interested in hearing about 333.
333, like Japan, so much dear. Yes, interesting.
Okay, on the mobile. Okay, was it Do Darling says on the mobile iOS version, there's a see live button so you can see what the viewers see. That's great, Do Darling. But next time you have to join
show live. I haven't used it yet. Mm-hmm.
You have to join us, Do Darling. Can I call you Do, or should I call you Darling?
The thing is, when you press the show live button, like I just did, number one, it's black right now, and it says preview, so I think you're supposed to do it before you go. I don't know. But all I know is that I think someone they probably had one of their eyes, maybe the left one closed when they were finalising the code that puts this all together. So hopefully next time on the update, they'll get it right. I mean, the thing about it, as I say, it's not like, they always say that the first mouse never got the cheese, right? But in this case, even the second one didn't, because, I mean, apps that have been refined to some degree more and better have existed. So to have these sort of, it's almost like schoolboy errors. I'm not happy with things right now. Just saying.
You know, cheese isn't actually the best diet for mice anyway.
Right.
They should stick with grains and insects.
Jimmy, I'm going to leave you to close the show and sort out the titles. I know you know how to do that now, right?
Okay.
You stay here as much as you like, and I'm going to say thank you to Chris for joining us.
We're out.
Share, like, and follow. Please do, and thank you for your support. We're out.
Goodbye, everybody.
My cell phone battery on my mobile digital device is about to go anyway, so that's also why I'm trying to bail out. We've been here a long time. How long have we been on this broadcast for, Jimmy?
An hour and 40 minutes.
Wow.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
For
so now.
Long.
Farewell, Advisa.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Goodbye. Okay.
This is an unusual ending because Jimmy's ending it, not me. Bye for now, people.
Bye.
Stay
See
safe.
ya. Oops.
Okay, Jimmy. Oh, my battery's going low. Oh, he's muted himself.
We'll talk when you check when you get in your place.
I've got to end the broadcast. I just realised.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, Jimmy. I'll end the broadcast now. Thanks for watching, people. This is the bit you don't. Well, we want you to see, but you don't see if you're watching the replay in various places in the future. It's all good.
Goodbye.
Behind the scenes.
Good night. So long.
Bye for now.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, Jimmy.